Somebody on my Facebook group asked me what ammo is the best, and there's really no answer for that. Well, they asked what ammo is the best for hunting, and there's actually a big controversy about it. I mean, I'm all about shot placement, so weight really hasn't been a factor for me. As long as you get your shot placement right, and headshot preferably. Even the smallest ammo can take an animal down, but I have noticed there have been like a few very tenacious pigeons that I actually shot in the head with 3/8" steel, and they went down into a river and made it to the edge, got back up, flew back up to the roost, and I shot them again with 36 caliber lead, and they went down again. It went down again, and it actually flew back up onto its roost. And I know the shot placement was proper because, well, I've done this for a while now. But anyways, I'll show you the types of ammo I use and what I use it for. So, first of all, we have the tiny stuff here. This is a 1/4" steel. Now, all I really use this stuff for is indoor shooting. I didn't bring BBs. I use BBs and pellets as well, the small 177 caliber BBs. But all I use this hunting for is bullfrog. I love my frog legs, and this stuff works great for frog. I wouldn't use it for anything other than that, though. Frogs have a soft body, and their head's not much harder. Let me see. This is 36 cal lead. Where is it here? 36 cal lead. Heavier than 3/8" steel, but smaller in diameter. This weighs, I think, I had it on here somewhere. I can't remember what it weighs now, but it is heavier than the 3/8" steel, or 9.5 millimeter, which weighs 3.5 to 3.6 grams. I'm thinking that this stuff comes in at about 4.5. There's the 3/8. Let's see what I got now here. This would be lead as well. This is their fishing weights, split shot fishing weights, number 2, which comes out to, I think the diameter equivalency in weight is 10.25 millimeter lead ball. That's going by the fact that it's 6.4 grams. So that would be what a 10.25 millimeter lead ball would weigh, supposedly. This is one of my favorite ammos for hunting. Now here we got 1/2" 50 caliber steel. This stuff is also great, but the thing about steel is it ricochets a lot, and it's really loud if you're hunting underneath the overpass, and it hits anywhere underneath the overpass. If you miss and it hits, ricochets, the birds won't come back for quite a while. It's really loud, and it's also dangerous because it can come back and hit you in the head, or in the face, or in the eye. And you can see the size difference between the 1/2" on the left and the 3/8" on the right. Pretty big difference. And these, I think, are 8.5 gram, which is heavy. Well, let's see. Here's my favorite ammo to use for hunting. This is size 1/4 South Bend FEG9 egg sinkers. So they're like bean sinker, or bean ammo. These weigh 7.1 gram, so they're slightly heavier than the 10.25, but they seem to pack one hell of a punch. Yeah, I've taken quite a bit of game. Excuse me, quite a bit of game with these, and they do the job quite well. We'll move on to, these are egg sinkers as well from South Bend. These are half, which is 1/2 ounce. They actually don't quite weigh 1/2 ounce. They're 13.5 grams. It says weight on there, it says 14, but they're actually, I weighed them out on my scales. And these were egg sinkers as well, but they were so long instead of fat and oblong. These are really long, so I pounded them down with the hammer. I don't really hunt with these because the bands that they're required to pull are quite heavy, and I have a bad shoulder and back muscle on my right side, so puts a lot of stress on it. So I use these for knocking down birds that are like stuck on top of ledges and everything after they go down. And that works well for that. Here's some 5/8 inch cat eye marbles. I used to hunt exclusively with these when I was back in the early days when I was shooting instinctive, and sort of got away from it because I find that these lose energy real quick over distance. Anything over 33 feet, they tend to drop off. And I've actually overpowered my bands before, and these things will literally curve in the air, from my experience anyways. But I know a lot of people that hunt with them. There's a user on the forum, his name's Nico, and he takes game with these things all the time. He's pretty incredible too. Yeah, it's an incredible shot. This was, some people use hex nuts. I find that they're accurate at close range. This bag came with the Slingshot here from Fred 45, and it came with tubes on it that would just literally throw these things. It must have been well over 300 feet per second. I don't know what the tubes were, but I had to take the tubes off so my wife could use it because I was scared she was going to hurt herself with it. It was pretty crazy. Yeah, they were right through tin cans, open tin cans, soup cans, both sides, just ripped right straight through. So anyway, that's the ammo that I use, other than rocks. I don't use them very often because I have to go over to the beach to get really nice round ones. But anyways, I hope that helps. Yeah, thanks a lot. See you later. Well,